Good morning, everybody. If you would, please go ahead and make your way to your seats. We're going to get started in just about 3 minutes. Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for joining us. My name is James McCoy, and I work for all of you with the Forsyth County Chamber of Commerce. Want to just welcome everybody this morning. We have got a very, very exciting program prepared for you, and we have had a remarkable year, and this coming year is shaping up to be an equally, if not more, remarkable year. So thank you all for being here. I want to thank my friends, those of you who remember me with the LANIER Forsyth Rotary Club. I am still a member, or at least I still pay dues. You all may not think of me as still as a member, but I still pay dues. But thank you all for joining us. I know hosting an off-site meeting can sometimes be difficult for folks, and not everybody wants to do that, but I and the Chamber and Forward Forsyth appreciate your partnership this morning and joining us. And with that, I am going to turn the program over to your club president, Mr. Adam Rhodes, who is going to get us kicked off here.
All right. Good morning. My first official duty is to ask you guys to stand and join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Wonderful. Thank you. Good morning. Like James said, my name's Adam Rhodes. I'm the current president of the LANIER Forsyth Rotary Club. Thank you guys for being here this morning, and also thanks to James and the Chamber for inviting us to host and partner with them on this wonderful event. Rotarians have a history and a mantra of service above self. Annually, Rotarians across the globe donate over $100 million to projects and service to others, as well as over 90 million volunteer hours facilitating and serving different needs across the globe. And so in that foundation of service above self, it's no surprise, or it should come as no surprise to any of you guys, that our amazing community has 5 Rotary clubs that are always looking to grow their rosters. So I would invite you, personally, I would invite you to come to Northside Forsyth Hospital at 7:15 on any other Tuesday morning. We would love to have you there as our guest, and introduce you to our club, as well as encourage you to visit any of the other 4 clubs in the county, to help you get involved with like-minded, community-minded professionals. I also want to speak directly to the Rotary Club members. Hopefully, at this point, all you guys know that the 5 clubs are combining efforts this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to build the most amazing Rotary Christmas float for the coming parade. It may also be the first Rotary Christmas float in the parade. But Lauren McDonald has graciously donated the use of his parking lot at 4 o'clock on Thursday and Friday, where we will build the Rotary Christmas float, and then we'll leave from there on Saturday to take part in the parade. Thanks again to James and the Chamber for allowing our club to partner with you guys on this event, and you fine folks have a wonderful day.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Clifton, Market Executive of Georgia Primary Bank. Georgia Primary Bank moved into Forsyth County in 2018, opening a loan production office with 3 employees. We, at that time, were very successful, and in 2020 decided to make a permanent commitment to Forsyth County and find a permanent location. We started that search, and in August of this year, we opened our new office at 6080 Bellevue Road. We currently employ 9 people, looking to grow that number. We chose Forsyth County because of the tremendous development and growth, and we look forward to being a part of that.
From the heart of downtown Cumming, Duffy Southeast is proud to be a part of the Forsyth County community. Our 100% employee-owned company with offices in Atlanta, Charlotte, Jacksonville, Orlando, and the Metro DC area is driven to build lasting relationships based on trust, dependability, and service. Data and technology centers, industrial, retail, restaurant, and commercial projects are at the core of our project portfolio. Building beyond expectations isn't just a slogan. It's a goal we strive for on each and every project.
Woohoo! Good morning. So there are 1 or 2 people in here I don't know, but for those of you I haven't met yet, welcome. My name is Carter Barrett. I'm the liaison for the Chamber of Commerce Board for our great, awesome economic development team, Slade Gullidge and Alex Warner and Scott, where are you? So glad to be here this morning, so glad to see a great turnout. You know, when I came to Forsyth County to start work in June 4 of 1990, they just finished the census, and there were 45,000 people in Forsyth County. And the bank I worked for at the time had me open up a modular branch. That's a single wide trailer basically, where Halcyon is today. And I'd sit out there in the field on Saturday working away, and there would be people shooting birds around me out in the field. I'm like, gosh, I'm going to get killed in here. Birds flying around and whatever. This place has changed an awful lot in 30 years, but just fantastic. So glad to be here. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us this morning for our Economic Development Summit. I'd especially like to thank our title sponsor, Lanier Technical College. Lanier Tech is obviously is just a fantastic partner with this community and has done so much for our economic development efforts. Especially like to do a shout out for Tim McDonald, Lanier Tech's president. I think Tim is under the weather today, but a special thanks to Lanier Tech for all they do for us. In addition to Lanier Tech, I'd like to introduce our partners at Forsyth County Government. I'd like to thank all of our other sponsors who made this summit possible today. Our program sponsor is the South Forsyth CID, John Antoine over there. Our breakfast was made possible by City National Bank. Our testimonials are sponsored by Georgia Primary Bank. Our gold sponsor is Wilson Hutchinson Realty. Hutch couldn't be here this morning. He's probably out hunting a pterodactyl or something like that, an elephant. Our bronze sponsor is Smith & Howard. Is there anybody from Smith & Howard in here? And our other commercial sponsors include Atlanta Landscape Group, Northeast Georgia Health Systems, Express Employment Professionals, and Duffy Southeast Construction. So if y'all would, take a minute and let's thank these guys for making this happen. Thank you guys for paying the bills. I'd also like to recognize our elected officials who have joined us today, starting with our chair lady, Cindy Mills, Commissioner of the Forsyth County Chairwoman. Our other commissioners, Todd Levent, right there. Alfred, where's Alfred? There's Alfred over there in the back. Laura Simonson, thank you for being here. We've got Forsyth County Solicitor Bill Finch here. Bill, you in here? Sheriff Ron Freeman. Representative Lauren McDonald, somewhere. Where are you, Lauren? Raise your hand. And Kristen Morrissey from the Board of Education. Is there anybody else that I've missed? Kind of getting old and blind. But without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and introduce Derrick Brooks. Derrick's going to kick off our program today. We thought we'd like to take a look at where our 2021 Economic Development Program stands today with 1 year left to go in the 1 month left to go in the year. Derrick is our incoming chairman, also a great Rotarian and a great friend. We've only known each other back since I was bumping around in that field, probably 30 years. So, Derrick Brooks.
Yeah, I remember that trailer, and I was one of the guys shooting the birds. So I'm going to lead the brag-a-bucks. So we got anybody to start? I'm just kidding. We're not doing brag-a-bucks this morning. That's a Rotary joke. So, you know, it's funny. I love this kind of event. I was on the rebranding committee when the chamber rebranded a couple years ago. And we were like, okay, we got the logo figured out. We've got these brand words. Should we have a tagline? And I just threw it out there. I said, how about Forsyth County Chamber? You have no idea what we've done for you. And it got shot down. They wouldn't let me do it. But this kind of event is a great thing for us to let you know what we've done. So what the Chamber's done. The economic development engine that we've got here, Forward Forsyth, is really proud. I've got a cool list of things to read to you here. So in 2021, we've had 79 new projects, new companies come to Forsyth County. We have 79 new projects. 60 of those were new companies coming to Forsyth County. 18 of those were expansions of existing companies, and one of those was a retention project where they were leaving the county, and our efforts helped them to stay. We've created 1,823 jobs in the county. Our team has visited 116 businesses and secured a capital investment of $253,683,000. It's fantastic. So Together for FOCO is an initiative or a division that was started kind of as a result of COVID last year. And we didn't realize it's going to keep going. So through Together for FOCO, we've had 6 SBA info sessions. We've assisted 129 businesses. We've made 21 connections with resources that businesses needed outside of here, and we've held 6 job fairs. FOCO Works is our workforce development division. So there's been a job board that we've created. There's been 44 job postings on that board. We've had 1 virtual career fair and 2 in-person career fairs. Manufacturing is huge in Forsyth County. So we've had the National Manufacturing Day event again and a virtual career fair there. And then healthcare is also a big deal in Forsyth County. So we've held 9 HCA events. We've created 350 jobs in healthcare. 3 employers were announced to do business here in Forsyth County and secured an investment of $62,500,000. And that's all I've got for you. Whoever's next, I don't remember, so just come on up and just talk.
Derrick, I just have one question.
All right, hey, I'm Jonathan Hinton, CEO of Ravenbolt, and pleased to meet you guys today. We were asked to speak on why we decided to locate in Forsyth County, and there's several positive reasons. Number one, we love the tax bill. If we would have went to Fulton County right across the line here, we'd have double our tax bill. So we kind of got the best of all worlds with an Alpharetta address and a Forsyth County tax bill. Second, we recruit a lot of high-profile talent out of Georgia Tech and other engineering schools. A lot of software developers, electrical engineers, and so forth, and we found it's much easier to recruit them to areas with strong school systems because many of them are early in their life, have children now, and they're thinking about school and where they want to settle down, and we feel like Forsyth has the best schools in the state, so moving here was a no-brainer for us. We're glad we did, and we hope to grow with the community.
Best schools in the state, baby. Thank you, Forsyth County School System, for making us so awesome, and for this chamber and the role it's played in the school system for as long as I've been here. As y'all can all see, the healthcare industry has been a huge part of Forsyth County and our great success. We want to dive a little bit deeper into that, and I'd like to introduce our healthcare panel to the stage this morning. We're going to start with Donna Brinson, the VP of Academic Affairs at Lanier Tech, Rick Lowe, the CEO of Encompass Health, and Kevin DETER, the CEO of PEACHTREE Orthopedics, that gorgeous new building y'all see across the street. Our facilitator this morning is going to be Barton Lowry, Project Manager of Corporate Solutions and Cybersecurity for Georgia Department of Economic Development. So if y'all would, come join us.
The Georgia Heart Institute is Northeast Georgia Health System's heart and vascular service line, both inpatient, outpatient, clinical research infrastructure, education.
Rebranding from the Heart Center to the Georgia Heart Institute is a big deal. And it really signifies an evolution of our vision, and it signifies an evolution of what we want to do and what we want to become.
What I've seen in this health system over the last 20 years is continued growth. In particular, the cardiology and cardiac surgery line.
We provide great care, we always have. This collaboration is just going to enhance what we do.
The outcomes of patients are critical, that's what we really focus on, but the experience the patient has, the empathy that you portray, and the compassion is really central to what we want to accomplish.
When you look at the severity of what we're dealing with, the question is, does the state of Georgia have a heart center that you want to entrust your life to? So I talked to friends at Northside, at St. Joe's, at Emory, and at Piedmont. And they all said, Northeast Georgia Heart Center is top drawer. It gave me a lot of confidence that we had picked the right team to work with.
Just saw nothing but miracles. I can't imagine any hospital having a better staff. I love the nurses, I love the PAs, the nurse practitioners that I've gotten to meet. I feel safe.
Historically, this program has been the leader in Georgia in cardiac care. And this transition to the Georgia Heart Institute is going to allow us to continue to build on that and take that to even a higher level as we move into the future.
Good morning. All right, making sure everybody can hear me. Thank you for having us this morning, and I'll kick us off with our first question to Rick Lowe with Encompass Health. Rick, welcome to Forsyth County. With all the great counties in Metro Atlanta, why did Encompass choose to open one of their first Georgia locations in Forsyth County?
Well, first I'd like to say just the population growth here in the north of Atlanta, the supporting a healthier lifestyle, the type care that we provide. We're the largest system of rehabilitation hospitals actually in the country. We've got 145 locations, had none this side of Atlanta. We provide advanced therapy to patients that suffered an illness or an injury to be able to help them return back to what matters most to them. We actually had filed the original CON for this hospital in 2014, started working with the chamber in 2017 on a site selection to be able to finalize that. The local healthcare leadership here in Forsyth County, very supportive. I will tell you that the local leadership, very visionary, and the need for inpatient rehabilitation services for another hospital here in the area, quite supportive. As some of you may or may not know, I work with the economic development team. We actually needed a site of at least 10 acres for our, start out as a 50-bed prototype hospital with a provision to be able to expand another 30 beds to 80 beds. Pleased to be here, love serving the community. You take a look at the population growth for this area, not only Forsyth County, but what we consider the market or the provider service area here. And for the next 5 years, it's really going to boom, particularly the 65 and up population, almost 25%.
Fantastic, thank you. Our second question, Kevin Dieter with PEACHTREE Orthopedics. Kevin, PEACHTREE Orthopedics had a small office in Forsyth County. What prompted you to build a state-of-the-art campus and expand into it?
So we started in 2013. We had a little 3,000 square foot office on the north side Forsyth campus. And we had two doctors. Some of you may know Dr. Littlefield, and some of you may know Tim Griffith, Dr. Tim Griffith. Tim's actually the head team doctor for the Atlanta Braves, so he's pretty jacked up right now since they won this little thing called the World Series. But he's pretty excited. But anyway, started with a little office, just clinic, physician office, no therapy, no MRI, no any other services. And we started in the heart of Atlanta, so we've grown outside of Atlanta and other communities, but it was a little, what we called a satellite office. About 2017, we decided that we need a little more space, and so we asked and doubled our space, so we went from 3,000 to 6,000 square feet. Quickly realized this is not going to cut it at all, and we have some growth strategies with new physician recruitments, and we know people in Forsyth County really aren't interested in driving into Atlanta to have surgery, to have an MRI, to have therapy, etc. So we set out to find a new location that didn't have any restrictions. We had some restrictions being on a campus like that. So we knew we wanted to build about a 60,000 square foot building. We knew we needed about 5 acres, so we bought 12. We didn't want to make the same mistake we made before with some land problems. So we found this awesome spot right up the street here and built a full service building. We thought we would occupy maybe half of it. Now we're realizing we're already outgrowing this space, and so now we're taking up almost 3/4 of the building. So our clinic's been expanded greatly. We have new physicians coming in. We've added a large therapy service. We are opening an MRI, I think next week, or maybe at the end of this week. And then early next year, we're going to open an outpatient surgery center, orthopedics. So that's a full boat service. And instead of having a satellite, 8 years from when we started, we now have what we call a new hub. And for us, when we have a hub, we'll look to add spokes. So, we'll probably do something similar to what we did back in 2013, somewhere further into the community. And I mean, Forsyth County, we saw it. We saw the population growth. So it's beyond what we thought we would do. It's amazing. So hopefully that answers your question.
Certainly does. Kevin, a quick follow-up question. With the expansion of the new building, what type of workforce will you be adding to the already highly skilled workforce in Forsyth?
Yeah, so we had maybe 350 employees 2 years ago. The pandemic hit, and surprisingly, we kept going, so now we're up to about 600 employees. A lot of those are because of what we've done here in Forsyth County. So before we had, obviously, orthopedic surgeons, a physician assistant or two, what we call medical assistants or athletic trainers. We have front desk staff, so check in, check out. We have x-ray staff. And now we are adding some more of those because we've expanded, but now we're also adding MRI technicians, what we call DME techs. So any of you gone to see an orthopedic surgeon before? Raise your hand. Come on. And there's a lot of weekend warriors here. So if you need a knee brace or an ankle brace, that's called a durable medical equipment. So we have DME techs that handle all that for us. With our surgery center, we're hiring nurses, CRNAs, anesthesiologists. I mean, it could go on and on. Back office, business office people, billing services, scheduling for all the patients. So it's just, it's kind of a waterfall effect for us. And they're, I would say, fairly high-paying positions. And we want, when we hire them, you know, they obviously want to work close to home. So it creates even more opportunity for the Forsyth community to have even more population coming in. So it's just going to continue to lead to further growth. Because we don't want our employees having to drive 30 miles to go to work. So it's been awesome.
Fantastic. Well, our next question is for Donna Brinson, and I think this is a great segue, but Donna, with the increase in medical companies located in Forsyth County, what are the plans to keep up with the workforce demand?
Well, I loved hearing all the different types of positions that you have at your company, because that's a good segue into what I have to say. I'd like to talk about where we've been, where we are, and that helps us to understand better where we're going. As y'all may or may not know, this was the first satellite campus for Lanier Tech, and we opened in 1998. In January of 1998, many of you who I'm looking at have been a vital part of what we've done here in the community. And our medical programs that we had almost from the very beginning were CNA. We have done a lot of dual enrollment with our nursing assistant program. I think there are probably a lot of students that went through our dual enrollment program that are now doctors, nurses in different areas of the medical field. And they got their first taste of medicine through the nursing assistant program that we did with the high schools. Our practical nursing program was one of our earliest medical programs. Many of those students are out, they're licensed practical nurses. Many have gone through a bridge program and now they're registered nurses. I do know that some of them are now nurse practitioners. So they're out there meeting the needs of the workforce. Lanier Tech is about our mission is, come on, help me. 2 words, workforce development. So that's what we're all about. We also have a medical assisting program, very thriving medical assistant program over all these years that we've been here. So when you go to the doctor, ask that medical assistant that's working with you where they got their training, and many times they're going to tell you that they were trained at LANIER Technical College. And we had EMS and advanced EMT programs here for a number of years, serving the needs of the community. In 2010, we opened the conference center and also provided some medical classroom space. And in 2014, 15, I think our first class graduated in 2016, we opened a physical therapist assistant program, which is, of course, currently here today. And now, the really great news, this was something that we wanted to see happen for many years. It was not an easy thing to have to start, but I'm happy to say that our first cohort from our ASN program, our Associate of Science in Nursing program, graduates in December. Yay. So we're excited about that. And we have plans for moving on. I think you have another question for me that I'm going to expand on that.
I do.
Okay.
With the LANIER Tech Forsyth campus is an amazing asset to the healthcare companies in the community. Are there any future plans or dreams to support additional target industries?
I'm so glad you asked that question. I just happen to have something here to share with you. But before I do, if I could just introduce some, the boots on the ground. I'm the one sitting up here on the platform taking a poor attempt at taking Tim McDonald's place as our president. But the folks that are out there really doing the work to prepare people for these medical occupations, some of them are with us today, and others who are working hard on economic development in other areas. So I want to recognize a few people, if you don't mind, that are sitting at our table. Carl Rogers is the Vice President for Economic Development. Dr. Dean Collins is our Dean of Allied Health. Leanna Valentine is our Program Director for our ASN program. Dr. Joy Adams is our Program Director for our Physical Therapist Assistant program. And I'm just totally drawn a blank. I know her name as well as my own, but I've totally drawn a blank. Betsy Turner. So sorry. Betsy Turner is here representing our institutional effectiveness. Many of you know Dr. Joanne Tollison. She was unable to be here today, and so Betsy is sitting in for her and works closely with Joanne on just making our institution better. And Christina Cantrell, she's our medical assisting instructor, and Amy Howard, here at this Forsyth campus, and Amy Howard is a nurse aid instructor. She's the chair of our Allied Health Science courses, and she's also one of the division deans for Allied Health. So these are the folks that, among others, that are working hard to provide the folks that you need in your businesses. Okay, so what is our dream? This comes directly from President McDonald. I want to share this. Our dream is to build a fourth building to support the existing and new health science programs. And then to repurpose our building B, which is the building that's perpendicular to this building, to its original purpose, which is supporting engineering and manufacturing. And some potential new programs. And again, we do needs assessments, so we look and see what the need is at the time that we are deciding what programs to start. But some that have been mentioned, bring back our emergency medical technician program, paramedic program, respiratory therapist, funeral science, radiologic technology, surgical technology, and health information technician. That program, Annette Baker already has that program at our Hall campus. There are a lot of students from this area that I think are in that program. She comes over here often to work one-on-one with those students to even save them some commute time. So we're hoping to expand that program to this campus in the near future. And then for the repurpose, and the cost for that, the estimated cost for that building will be $36 million. The advanced manufacturing and engineering building that would repurpose from building B, we would offer engineering technology, mechatronics, industrial systems, possibly plumbing, and construction management, and an estimated cost of $3 million to redo that building. So thank you for asking.
Very exciting.
That's our dream.
Very exciting dream. I wanted to turn it back over to Rick. Rick, what type of activity are you already seeing at your new location, and what are your growth plans?
Well, we've certainly seen been able to demonstrate the need for inpatient rehabilitation for this area. We're actually exceeding what we thought our business plan would be for this time, even though next week we'll only make 6 months that we've been open, but we do anticipate caring for 1,300 patients for next year. On the workforce development front there, we're proud that some of those students about to graduate in December, we were able to allow them to precept with some of our nurse managers to be able to get that experience for their before graduation there. We're working on our clinical affiliations with not only the one we have established with LANIER Tech for workforce development, Mercer, Georgia State, and the University of North Georgia as well for the physical therapy and the nursing programs. We're also going to tap into your culinary institute program here for some of our food and nutrition team. We all know how important nutrition is for those in the hospital, and particularly for those that are on a sort of a customized therapy plan that we are pushing them to be able to improve their independence upon their discharge back home. But as I mentioned earlier, we're 50 beds now. We will continue to stay on track to be able to expand those other 30 as the regulatory agencies allow. But we're doing quite well. We've got a workforce of about 200 people now. From medical providers, we've got about 50 that are taking care of our patients at the moment. But pleased to be here.
Fantastic, fantastic. Do we have time for one more question? Perfect. And I'll open this up to whoever would like to jump in. But Forsyth County has been voted the healthiest county to live in for the last 8 years. In your opinion, what makes Forsyth so healthy, and what can we do to keep that accolade?
As I take a look at the environment, what the area has to offer from a healthy lifestyle, the access to health care. I mean, Northside Forsyth, I think their January 10th is opening on the 9th and the 10th floor. Our presence in the community, I think that has a large part for that.
Perfect. Any and all outdoor recreation activities totally drive a healthy community. You know, my family, we spend a lot of time out in the Colorado mountains, and it just amazes me how healthy it just feels different. And it's because everyone's out biking, hiking, skiing, you know, whatever, something outside, and that's something we have here in this county, or it's easy to go even right next door. So that's a huge asset, I think, for driving a healthy community. Being able to walk, any kind of exercise, doesn't have to be strenuous. Not spending as much time in the car, that's always a challenge. Having, you know, communities like this where you can actually walk more instead of having to always get in your car and drive to the next location definitely drives just health and wellness.
And if I could just add, we have two partners that we've worked closely with in the county that I think have a lot to do with that, and you touched on that, Northside Hospital, and also the K-12. I think uneducated people are healthier people, and I'm just so proud to have worked so many years and continue to work with Forsyth County Schools and the partnership that we have with them and with Northside. So I think those two certainly contribute to a better educated, better cared for population, and therefore we're healthier.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, if everyone will join me in thanking our wonderful panel. Thank you.
Atlanta Landscape Group is a full-service commercial and master plan development landscape contractor. CEO Bob Russell and his loyal partners, as well as management team, began this journey in 2014 and have since received numerous achievements as well as service awards. These include Atlanta Business Chronicle recognition, Atlanta's top 20 commercial landscape contractors, and Atlanta's top 100 fastest growing privately owned companies. Let them build a partnership for success and establish value in your landscape.
Awesome. Y'all just take a minute and reflect on what you're hearing and seeing and almost feeling right now, because it's truly remarkable. I'm sitting over there contemplating what's happened in Forsyth County since I started working here in 1990. And I think about our school system. And I've had this debate over and over again with folks over the years. So like, well, of course you have great schools. You're an affluent community. When you have affluence, you have good schools. So like, that's a chicken and egg kind of an argument. You have an affluent community because you have great schools. Because I've watched our school system since 1990. And I've watched our Chamber of Commerce and its involvement in the school system through Partners in Education, and the partnership has just been like that. It's completely intertwined. And it's been like that since I got here 30 years ago. How many people in here have kids who've been in dual enrollment, like at LANIER Tech or University of North Georgia? I mean, I have. My kids graduated from Forsyth County school system. We've got the highest ACT scores in the entire state. It's remarkable. I can promise you my kids didn't crush the ACT because their dad's smart. They crushed the ACT because Kristen Marcy and our school system does such a remarkable job. They're doing so well at Georgia Tech and doing chemical engineering at University of Alabama because of their dual enrollment at LANIER Tech and being involved in Forsyth County schools. It's just remarkable. We take for granted stuff like the fact that we just passed the education SPLOST with 70% approval. What you have is a convergence of community, families getting involved, a great school system, a great technical school, great representatives down at the Capitol, great representatives here in the county. And it's just, there's something weird going on right now in Forsyth County, and I've been here forever. And it's remarkable. So just thank you guys for all you're doing. And as a result of that, we have great companies like PEACHTREE Orthopedics and Rick and them doing their thing. So who's excited about the fact that your kids are going to have great jobs to come back to right here in Forsyth County because of all that our school system is doing to encourage companies like these great companies to be in our county? Anybody excited about that? I mean, anyway, thank you. But I have and this is a prime example. I have the great privilege now of introducing our next speaker. David NUTHAKKI is a senior at Alliance Academy, and he's going to come talk to y'all about his experience in the Forsyth County Schools internship program. So come on up, David.
Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Great to hear. Well, before this comes up, like I've been introduced before, my name is David NUTHAKKI. I'm currently at Alliance Academy for Innovation. I'm currently a senior, and I'm so excited to tell you guys about the Forsyth internship experience. So while it's queuing up, I'll just get started, I guess. So a few of the things that I'm going to talk to you guys about today is we're going to go over the company that I work at. We're going to go a little bit over what I do for my job, my development throughout this process, as well as a conclusion. So next slide, please. Let's talk about where I work. So I work at a company called Siemens Energy. Next slide, please. There we go. So we are located off of Georgia 400 on exit 12. Our main specialty is not only setting up, but maintaining power plants in the long term. And as for me specifically, I work in the cybersecurity department with my boss, Mr. Frank Burton. Next slide, please. So let's take a bit of a look at what I do for my job. Next slide, please. So I have three main duties, and that is research, presentations like this one, as well as project work. So my research is what I do is I look into different topics and tools that my boss thinks that I should know going forward. I make a thing called a white paper presentation, which is pretty much a long book report, if you can think about it like that. Afterwards, I make a presentation on it like this one, and I present it to Mr. Burton as if I was teaching it to him for the first time. And then afterwards, we go over things that I did right, what I did wrong, as well as any inconsistencies or misconceptions I might have on the tool as a whole. And additionally, recently, I have been working on a few work projects that are used by not only internal company employees, but clients directly as well. I can't go too into detail about it because it is company information, but I have been working a lot with Excel spreadsheets, which is very useful because a lot of companies and a lot of things in school even have a lot of utility with Excel spreadsheets. Next slide, please. So next up, I'd like to talk about my development and what I've learned so far from this internship experience. So I would say that 3 main skills that I've gotten from this experience is communication, professionalism, as well as clarity. So communication genuinely and truly is key. Making sure that everyone is on the same page on a project makes things get done not only faster, but more productive, and it makes your end result as refined as possible. As for professionalism, I've come to realize that as an employee, you are a lot more than just a representation of yourself, but without realizing it, you are also an ambassador and a face of your company wherever you go. So it's important to make sure that you're always upholding an image that is respective of this. Lastly, we have clarity. So clarity is a bit unique. It's an idea that you should not have any lingering questions before or during a project. Making sure that you have all the information beforehand ensures that not only do you have a road plan, but it makes sure that your end result is as close to what your boss wants. For example, on one of the work projects that I had, my boss said, "Hey David, I want you to work on this, and I want you to do this, this, and this." I thought I was doing exactly that, but it turns out I went in a completely different direction than what he wanted. Of course, it's not always a bad thing to go in a different direction because the tool that I made did end up getting used anyways, but that being said, if I did make an attempt to ask a few more questions in the first place, I could have understood what he meant and gotten it done right the first time. So I would like to conclude with one message and one message only. Next slide, please. So whether you are a student or whether you are a business looking to enter Forsyth County, I would say that you should join this program. The reason is because it's mutually beneficial for all the parties involved. As a student, I get to have meaningful and worthwhile experience looking to make their mark in their local community. Next slide, please. So with that, I would like to thank you all so much for your time and your patience. Information is on the screen, so please, you guys have a great rest of your day.